from Augusta. You're watching News 12 live at 5.
Well, as we speak, trick-or-treaters are getting into their costumes, but Riley, right there behind you, some green on the radar. I only know it's raining here because you made me run outside real quick and check for you. How are we looking?
I had to get some ground truth from what we were seeing on radar, because sometimes radar can lie to you. We've seen some Virga out there, but actually we're starting to see a little bit moisture profile in our atmosphere, so that is allowing at least a few raindrops to hit the ground. Now, I will say this should not be too many tricks, a lot of treats later into this evening, because this rain is going to be moving out, so I wouldn't cancel your outdoor plans just yet, especially since this rain is kind of peaking over Augusta at the moment. This will move east of us as we head over the next hour and a half. So I'd imagine by the time we get closer to sunset, if you're waiting till, say, 6:30, 7 o'clock to head out for trick-or-treating, most of this rain should be moving east of Augusta, but we are starting to see some light rain here, especially here from in town all the way up to Edgefield, downtown Aiken. You may be seeing a few raindrops. This is actually using our Harlem radar, so giving us a better low profile of what's actually hitting the ground level. And since we are seeing this verified now along I-20, stretching all the way to about the Bobby Jones Exchange and even close to 190 there near Grovetown. But you can see these returns not overly impressive. We're actually not expecting much in the way of measurable rainfall, just a few nuisance showers, and those will stay with us the next few hours. But once we get past 7 o'clock, you can see those rain chances do start to drop off. Now, as far as temperatures go, we have cooled off. We actually hit a high near 70 degrees over this afternoon, but we are going to see those temps in the 50s by 7 and then 40s by 11 o'clock, and then late tonight we're talking temps all the way down into the 30s to wake up to early Wednesday and getting even colder later into the week. We'll have a look at this cold down heading our way in just a bit. Let's get a quick update on our first alert traffic.
And now, first alert traffic.
All right, here's a live look at I-20, and you can see traffic actually moving okay for eastbound and westbound lanes. I've been able to see a few raindrops, as Will mentioned earlier. There is a few raindrops out there, especially outside the station, so just watch out for those, but it doesn't look like it's going to create too many slick spots on the roadways. Going out to Grovetown next, you can see Lewiston Road, not overly busy, and just our usual backup of traffic towards the interstate on the exit. But why not look at radar for you, and a big cold down, big chill heading our way in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Riley. This just in, live at 5, we're following a large police presence at Midland Valley High School this evening after reports that a person was seen with a rifle-style weapon. You can see the response here in this video here on your screen. Students were delayed from leaving while authorities searched the school. Just in the last few minutes, law enforcement telling us that the alleged rifle was just a stick. No word on whether anybody is facing any charges. Dismissal is now underway at Midland Valley High School. Again, no weapons were found on campus there. Well, here's something scary and that's somebody stealing your money. Thieves in the CSRA are siphoning a fortune from business owners by stealing checks from postal drop boxes. Our Sydney Hood explains how this scheme works.
When you come to drop your mail off in one of these big blue bins, you expect it to go to the person you've addressed, especially whenever you're putting money inside here. You can do everything right yourself, but it's what happens after you put your mail in here that's alarming. We're talking about the possibility of your mail getting delivered, just not to the person you had in mind. Just in the last 3 weeks between Richmond and Columbia counties, we've seen thousands of dollars get stolen. One business reported 8 checks stolen, totaling up to more than $16,000. Another local business owner went through something similar and says you need to be aware of what's out there.
It's a federal offense, first of all, mail fraud, and secondly, it could put somebody out of business potentially. You know, let's just say all I had in that account was $5,000, and it would cause checks to bounce. It would cause all kinds of havoc. Business people need to be aware of the possibility of this happening and to watch your account every single day.
Coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, what you need to look out for and how you can help protect yourself. In Augusta, Sydney Hood on your side.
Thanks, Sydney. A former University of West Georgia professor will spend life in prison for killing an 18-year-old college student. Today, Richard Sigmund pled guilty to the murder of Anna Jones. Sigmund opened fire on Jones and her friends who were sitting in a car in a parking deck in Carrollton last summer.
We are relieved that we will not have to go through a trial, but we know he made the plea deal because it gives him hope that he might get out of jail in 30 years. But Anna has no hope. He took Anna's hope when he shot her to death in her car.
Police say Sigmund was severely intoxicated and had just been in a fight at a nearby bar. The 48-year-old won't be eligible for parole until he is 77 years old. A new rape kit tracking system in South Carolina is set to launch in mid-December. State officials signed this tracking system into law back in 2020, but it took several years to develop it. The system will give codes that victims, medical facilities, and agencies can follow anonymously to track a rape kit through the DNA sequencing process. Advocates for the system say it will grant peace of mind to victims who may feel like their case is stuck in limbo.
It's not like we're sitting around not doing anything or that nothing's happening. Their case is making progress, and it is getting toward that end goal of getting to trial or getting a resolution that gives them some justice, and they can kind of see that real time happening so they don't have to sit around and wonder.
Advocates also claim the system will keep those who process evidence honest, possibly giving better results in court for sexual assault survivors. A county superior judge in Georgia has ruled that inmates from the Fulton County Jail cannot be transferred to a facility in another state. This comes as the jail has dealt with short staffing and overcrowding. The proposal was for hundreds of inmates to be transferred to another Georgia jail and one in Mississippi. The judge clarified that state law allows the sheriff to transfer inmates within Georgia but not out of state. The Department of Justice is currently investigating the jail for alleged mistreatment and unsafe living conditions. A letter from the Biden administration is calling on every school across the country to stock Narcan and train on how to use it. The FDA approved Narcan for over-the-counter use earlier this year, and the manufacturer is lowering the cost to make it more accessible to community groups and local governments. Leaders in Washington say that this push will help save lives.
It breaks my heart every time I'm hearing from a parent who've lost a child to this. And when I see their eyes full of sorrow, full of tears oftentimes, and telling me, I just wish my child knew I knew. I just wish we had naloxone or Narcan, the antidote, available on time. And my child would have been with us today, and they celebrate their 17th and 18th and 19th birthdays.
In South Carolina, school nurses can stock and administer inhalers, EpiPens, and Narcan. In Georgia, it's up to individual school districts. In Richland County, deputies celebrated their K-9 partners through fundraising to make sure that they always have what they need. The Richland County K-9 team is 100% funded by community donations and support. There are currently 25 active K-9s in the department, with 3 more in training.
So this is Beans. Beans is a 5-year-old female yellow lab retriever, and she is certified in article and evidence search. What we use article search dogs for is after any type of crime, anything that's got human odor on it or skin cells, the dog will find and locate.
Since each K-9 stays with the deputy and their family, this fundraising goes towards vet bills as well as police equipment like bulletproof K-9 vests, which can cost thousands of dollars. Well, 1 in 6 Americans has a disability that might not be apparent right away, such as Alzheimer's, PTSD, or light and sound sensitivity. That's according to a national nonprofit that brings awareness to invisible disabilities. Our State House reporter Mary Green explains what's being done to ensure these South Carolinians' unique needs are met.
The South Carolina Department of Social Services announced Tuesday that it's now the first state social services program in the entire country to be certified as sensory inclusive, as well as the first state agency here in South Carolina with this distinction.
But our work must continue, and we must continue to raise the bar on how we serve our clients and fellow citizens. You know, I'm really proud of our teams coming together saying we can do more, we can do better.
Nearly 4,000 DSS employees over the last 6 months have completed sensory inclusive training administered by the nonprofit organization Culture City, which works to increase accessibility and acceptance for those with invisible disabilities. DSS serves 1 in 6 South Carolinians through the wide array of programs it oversees, ranging from food assistance to foster care. As part of this, DSS offices around the state now have these sensory inclusion bags available with tools like noise-canceling headphones and a feeling thermometer to help clients with their needs while they're at the office. The statewide disability-led organization AbleSC says South Carolina has a higher rate of disabilities as a whole than most of the country, and physical disabilities make up just a fraction of that.
We're really excited. This is a definitely huge step in the right direction.
This training will be present present during many South Carolinians' times of great need when they might be experiencing heightened feelings like anxiety. During emergencies like hurricanes, every shelter where DSS assists will have at least one person with this training on hand. Reporting Columbia, I'm Mary Green.
And all 60-plus county, regional, and state DSS offices now have signs on display to let people know it's a sensory-inclusive location. Well, starting tomorrow, the average monthly bill for Duke Energy customers will shoot up by 7%. This comes as the Public Service Commission of South Carolina unanimously approved the rate increase. Duke Energy says the average bill will go up by around $9. The company says the rate increase is because of rising fuel costs. Now, Duke Energy customers might qualify for assistance from government and nonprofit programs for utility bills or from the Share the Light Fund. That's a Duke Energy program that provides energy assistance. Well, trick-or-treaters are already going from door to door to get their hands on some candy. We'll see how one popular neighborhood is faring. That's coming up next. Riley?
And hopefully we can move this rain out. It doesn't impact trick-or-treating too much. But behind this chance for rain is going to be some of the coldest air we have seen so far this season, and a freeze watch is in effect. We'll have that forecast next.
Diamond Wreck? Call me right now.
It's a great time to get your lawn in shape with a new mower from Davis Appliance and Furniture. We offer no credit needed financing and delivery options to meet your needs. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Hey, Sparky! Celebrate with us the beginning of a new era in Georgia filmmaking as Gray Television's Assembly Atlanta opens its doors. Join us for a journey through Georgia's filmmaking future. Friday, November 3rd at 3 on News 12.
It's the perfect time to update your living space with a new sofa and love seat set from Davis Appliance and Furniture. Or update your indoor appliances with no credit needed financing. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Welcome back, folks. Here's a live view down the Savannah River, and it just kind of looks like a chilly fall afternoon for us. Temperatures today are actually about 20 degrees cooler than what they were this time for our Monday, so it definitely does feel more like fall, and you can see some good fall colors stretching there along the Savannah River. We've been able to see a few raindrops from our lens here at the lake, so a few showers are passing us by, but temperatures are cooler. We're in the mid-60s right now in Augusta. We got a good steady north wind over 10 miles an hour, and that north wind is just definitely going to be bringing down some cold air with it. Here's a look at our radar network. So this is all driven by a front, so this is just going to push this east through the region as we head over the next couple of hours. The returns we're seeing on radar, not overly impressive. This is a very light rain, just kind of a sprinkle, maybe where there's this darker green, just about, let's say exit 30 to about exit 33, 5 there in northern Aiken County, maybe a little bit steadier light shower, but for the most part, luckily, this is hitting now, so if you're planning to head out trick-or-treating here in Augusta, Grovetown, Evans, Appling, Harlem, even Aiken, since we're seeing that rain now, we should be much drier within an hour, hour and a half. I would imagine by the time you do head out just before sunset, it does look much drier for us here around town. Those rain chances will be dropping off and should be mostly dry once we get past midnight, and then behind this rain is going to be some much colder air for us. Waking up tomorrow, most likely upper 30s and low 40s. That's actual temperatures, but when you factor in a pretty breezy north wind tomorrow, will likely feel like the 20s and 30s for the first part of the day. And you can see our high temps Wednesday even cooler than today, most likely only reaching the mid-50s for us, and that's with abundant sunshine all day long. So it is going to be a cold day for us heading into tomorrow. With this dry air in place, it also means that there is going to be an elevated fire danger. We also have these breezy conditions, so there is a lake wind advisory in effect for most of the area. Just a little bit choppy up at Clarks Hill over the next 24, 36 hours. Also, the high fire danger, once again, this is a combination of the wind and the very dry air, so relative humidity should stay below 35% most of our Wednesday, even starting early into the day. So I know it's going to be cold. We're going to want to start those bonfires burning outside. Just not safe to do so. Make sure you're checking with your local authorities to make sure you can't burn in your area over the next day or so. And then a freeze watch. We do have temperatures that are going to get down to freezing Thursday and potentially even Friday morning. Thursday morning looks to be our coldest start. That's where we could get close to a record low temp for that day, and 29 is what we're currently forecasting at Bushfield. Friday morning will still be close to freezing, most likely into the low 30s around that time frame. Temperatures do gradually warm up, though, as we get into the weekend, so much more seasonable feel as we head into Saturday, Sunday, even early next week, to where those temperatures do start to get back a little bit above average. Here's our fire danger risk. So once again, this is just the elevated fire risk across most of the region. Combination of that low relative humidity, good steady north wind that could gust around 20 miles an hour at times throughout the day Wednesday, and you can see we'll even see those gusts over 20 starting before lunchtime, so that stronger cold front will be pushing through early into the day. By the time we get to Thursday, a little bit calmer outlook for us, and that wind direction will change out of the northeast. Here's a look at our future wind chill. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier. This is what's going to feel like early tomorrow morning. So north of I-20, 20s and 30s, and then throughout the day we should stay feeling like the 40s and 50s in the afternoon, and then we'll see even colder temps heading into Thursday. Here's a full look at that 7-day forecast. We do have a lot of sunshine in store for the rest of the work week. Much nicer weekend with a little bit warmer temps, and remember, we do fall back Saturday night.
All right, thanks, Riley. Live at 5, it's Halloween, and as the sun begins to set, trick-or-treaters are already getting in on that action. Alyssa Lyons live for us out at Mitchell Park neighborhood in Columbia County. And Alyssa, how's the energy out there? We love your costume, by the way.
Hey, I have to channel my inner Bette Midler. It's my favorite movie, and it does kind of feel like that second scene in Hocus Pocus where the kids are just getting done with school, racing home to go put on their costumes and ready for a big, big night. We saw a lot of kids playing football out in their front yard, and they were all telling me what costumes they were going to put on eventually, so can't wait to see them dressed up. But while in the meantime, we did get to check out some of these houses, and they truly do go all out. I mean, look at this. We got a little bit of Stranger Things action. We have Will Byers, his little fort here, and it does have a little bit of some fog, but it's not playing for us, wrong timing there. But they do get to talk to the upside down through this house, which is really cool. And even the monster made an appearance. We saw a lot of houses with just some really cool themes out here. What else did we see? We saw even Hogwarts, the entire house dedicated to all 7 books of Harry Potter from the beginning to the very end, the car up in the trees. It is very, very cool here, Will. Can't wait to see when the lights go down a little bit and those kids come out and grab all that candy. I know a lot of houses already had those big storage bins just packed full because they know that there's going to be more than 1,000 kids that are going to hit this street tonight.
Have you seen anyone out there so far? Yeah, it looks awfully quiet in the neighborhood for us.
It's really quiet. I mean, they're just getting set up. So a lot of those houses just putting out some of their candy and then getting those fire pits ready. So not too many kids out just yet, but we did see 1 or 2 in a costume, just some really young kids. So hopefully they'll be ready to go here just really shortly and just go all out.
Awesome, and looking forward to seeing some of those costumes. Thanks for that update there, Alyssa. Well, oh boy, here we go.
Hello.
There's a little surprise for us here. Said she wanted to dress like me off camera, so that's perfect.
Yes, well, surprise. Happy Halloween. Can anyone guess who I am going as this year?
No, I think everyone's already seen Facebook, and now you just
Yeah.
caught me completely off guard.
I know.
This is what I have to deal with when I'm not here, guys.
Well, the
Right
best
there.
part of this is many of you don't know, Will often comes in wearing an Augusta National Women's and pullover and khaki pants and Hoka tennis shoes. So actually, it wasn't that difficult to dress.
Are you trying to say I'm not very stylish at all?
No, actually.
That's a
I
very stylish
very much
quarter zip.
enjoy
Riley,
wearing
you don't have to.
this all
You don't
day
have
long
to
today.
do that.
Gotta have the quarter zip,
Oh,
gotta
that's
have the
right,
slacks,
right, yeah.
gotta
Can
have
I
the
do it,
tennis
guys?
shoes,
The
and
hair's
then
been
the hair
much.
makes it.
We'll talk
The
about
hair
this in the
makes
next half hour
Yeah.
too, but you even had to get that wig styled by your
I did
hairdresser.
because
Was
I
that-
couldn't. Well, I couldn't tame it. So
You don't have the skills like I do.
I don't.
To tame
But
the hair.
trying to
That's
get
what
one side
that's
down
what we're
and one
understanding
side
here.
up.
It's
So
a tough,
my
it's a
look,
tough
I'm going
look.
to come over here and we're going to do this block together.
Yeah, thanks for the surprise.
Look,
I mean,
it's
if
the
you want to
will.
read, that's fine. I'm
Yeah, I
fine with
mean,
you going ahead and reading.
That's right. I'm going to be you.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know how to read as you, but okay. Even with the threat of rain in our area, there are so many great events happening, right? This included a trunk or treat event being held by the Johnston Police Department.
Just let me know when you want me, the real Will, to take
It's
over.
happening from 6 to 8 tonight in downtown Johnston between Lee Street and Edisto Street.
And Augusta University is holding that trunk or treat event through 7:30. It's in the parking lot of Kristenberry Fieldhouse prior to the volleyball game. And last but not least, Augusta Fire is also holding their Trick or Treat event. It's happening right now through 7 tonight. It's at the Augusta Fire Department headquarters on Deansbridge Road. You can check out all of these events happening tonight on our website, wrdw.com, and we're going to have much more coming up. I'm probably going to fight Meredith in the break, so
Oh, but we have to say,
we have pictures here
by the
too,
way,
guys.
there was a trio of Rio today.
There it is, the
Clayton
Spider-Man
did
meme.
not tell me this, but he also came as Will Rio today.
Yeah, so there it is. I'm just poking my head in the back.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
boy.
surprise, Will. Happy Halloween.
I tried to move my desk to where I was more secluded, but you guys found a way to come find me.
Yeah, Will is my desk neighbor, so he had to deal with me all day
All right.
like this.
Well, if you feel so inclined, stick with us. We have so much more coming up after a short break here.
Happy Halloween.
First Alert Radar, powered by
5,000.
All right, welcome back, folks. It is Tuesday, so we have our latest winner for the Plunkett Heating and Air Sunshade Giveaway. Congratulations to Carol Todd from Aiken, South Carolina. To get your own sunshade, just go to wrdw.com. You can click on contest and enter your email right there. And the sunshade may not necessarily be needed over the next couple of days. We got some very cold air moving in. You can see these cloudy skies over the lake. These should be clearing later this evening. And behind all this cloud cover, we're going to find the coldest air so far for the 2023 season. And I'm hoping that this cloud clearing can be timed out just right for sunrise. Could see some good sunset pictures later tonight. Temperatures right now 63 degrees. We got a good steady north wind, so that is going to stay pretty breezy and actually get even gustier tonight and throughout the day on Wednesday. You can see this cold front is kicking up, just a very skinny line of very light showers. This isn't anything that would cancel your evening plans for, so I know we have a lot of trick-or-treaters out there. Luckily, this rain has already really moved through for us here in Augusta, now starting to push east, so any plans to head out later this evening, it does look mostly dry here around the metro. Once we get into tomorrow, we are going to wake up with temps in the 30s, heights only in the 50s for Wednesday, and then down into the 20s Thursday morning.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have more news, weather, and sports coming up after a short break as News 12 Live at 5 continues.